Welcome to 10-minute stand and stretch. This is going to be quick and it's going to be effective. It's a great sort of little series you can stick into the middle of your day or any time that you really need to kind of open things up and just feel a little more limber. So we're going to bring our feet about hip distance apart. I just want you to feel stable. Okay, and something I like to suggest sometimes when you only have a few minutes to throw in some stretches, especially if you need to get up on your feet and stand like we are now, then let's bring a little movement into some of the areas we're going to stretch. So we're going to start by taking our arms out beside us and just draw some circles. Imagine in your mind that you're drawing or tracing the size of a golf ball. Don't forget to breathe, a couple breaths. And then let's trace a beach ball. So just bringing some circulation, some movement into the shoulders here before we stretch them out. Good. Drop your arms down, just swing them side to side a few times across the body. Excellent. And release. We'll take the left arm across, so pulling it across sort of like a lever, but you want to make sure you don't hug it across so much that the left shoulder comes way up. So try to keep the shoulder drop down, and then we'll use the right arm to pull back. You can add in a little neck glove here by dropping your right ear towards right shoulder. Good, and release, other side. So right arm is going to come across the body. Again, try not to really force this, just use the arm to wherever it goes naturally, and the left hand is what's going to work to pull that in a little closer. Deep breaths. Good job. And release. Okay, arms back out beside you. Opposite direction, so circles tracing the golf ball. And then circles tracing a beach ball. Good. Relax the arms down. Okay, reach both hands up, palms towards me, and then we're going to goal post. So elbows wide, lifting the chest, lifting the gaze if that feels okay. Deep breath into the tightness across the sternum. Good, and release. Okay, let's keep the left foot forward. We're going to take the right foot across. Okay, reach both arms up overhead, and then just a nice slow fold as you come forward. So I've got two blocks here. You could certainly use blocks or something to aid you. We just want to get a little bit more into the left hip. Knees can even be bent here. That's totally fine. Just try to relax your head and your neck. And then slowly curling yourself up here to standing. And we'll switch sides. So step that left foot across the right, or opposite of what you did. Okay, fold slowly, look where you're going. You can even take hands down like onto a chair or something like that if you're in your office. And just take one more breath. And then start to bring yourself all the way up here. Nice and tall. Great job. Okay, so you're going to step the left foot forward. If you face where you're going, face where you're looking, left toes are going to stay pointed forward. Right foot's going to step back and turn the toe out. So this would be the similar foot stance to if we were to do warrior two, okay? But instead we're going to reverse this and get into the rib cage. So left foot is forward, left arm is going to lift up, right hand's just going to slide down the back leg. called reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Lots of times our feet would be wider, our knee would be more bent here. Don't worry about that. Just try to breathe into the tightness of the ribs. One more breath. Good. Bring yourself all the way back up. We'll just switch sides. So left toes are going to face sideways. Right toes are going to face forward. Okay. Take a little bend in your knees. Remember, similar position to if we were to be in warrior two. And then we'll just reverse that. So reaching the right arm up, left arm sliding down the back leg. Breathe into the ribs. Try not to hold your breath. Instead, try to feel the movement in the body. Good job. Come all the way back up here. Okay, just stand however you feel comfortable and stable. Reach both arms wide. We're going to take eagle arms. So let's bring left arm underneath the right. Okay. And then back to the hands towards each other. So for a lot of people, this would be your limit. That's okay, just work at pulling the backs of the hands in towards each other. If you can get into a full eagle arms, that's wrapping them all the way around. Whatever feels good, focusing the energy across the upper part of the back or across the shoulders. Lots of times we're so tight when we do these eagle arms that all it takes is the power of the breath. Good job. And release. Roll them out, shake them out. Shake your wrists if you need to. Remember, 10 minutes also is about promoting circulation through the body as quickly as we can. Both arms wide, right arm underneath the left. Full eagle, or working your way into that. Also, if you're somebody who's had a shoulder injury, it's going to be pretty natural and common for you to have one side that's way more willing than the other. That's okay, just go to whatever your limit is. Couple more breaths. Good. And release. Good job, you guys. Okay, so for the last two things that I'm going to take you through here for standing stretches, we are going to need some balance if you want to. You can do these freestanding as I'm going to, but please, please, please hold a chair or the wall if you know that that's what you need. So we're going to start by doing a quad stretch. Let's stay grounded through the left leg and be intentional. Spread your toes, make sure you're standing really solid, and then we'll kick the right foot up into our hands. So try your best to keep your knees or your thighs close together. And think about lengthening from the middle of your belly down to the knee. And what I mean is, lots of times we focus on pulling the heel into the bum and our knee will shoot forward. Okay, so instead try to point your knee down, and it might mean taking away from the bum. That's okay. Good. Release that. We'll do the other side, so stay standing on the right foot. Okay, kick that left foot up. Couple of breaths here. Hold a wall if you need to. I'll talk to you in a second here. If anybody's sort of lost us and unable to grab a hold of your foot, I'll talk to you in a second here about something you can try. Good. Just release. Okay, so if that was just not happening for you, I always recommend working in and out of it. So if you can just kick and release, that's good. It targets those muscles, gets them sort of moving, connects brain with the area of the body we're trying to get a hold of. Another option, an ottoman or a chair. Stand holding something and then put the top of your foot on the seat of a chair, okay? And maybe you can work at building that up. So you might start by putting it on a footstool and then you might go to a kitchen chair. You might be able to put a book on a kitchen chair, and then pretty soon you can grab a hold of your foot, okay? Just a little tip. So another one we're gonna do here, also freestanding, so be mindful of that. Let's take the left heel across the right. So if you want to just touch your toe down, I guess the progression into this would be to keep the toe down and try to open up the knee. Remember the pelvis, I've talked about that lots. So drawing the sit bones together and broadening across your hips. We want our knee to be pointing as far off to the side as it can. You can start to slide this up. So if you feel good bringing it to the shin, work from there, and if you can bring it across the thigh, work here. Final progression is to sit into this. And hands at heart center, some people just hold like this. Good job, guys. Just a couple of breaths. Awesome. Step out of that. Get right into it on the other side. I showed the progressions. You can do that wherever your range of motion is. So important to take this 10 minutes. Good job if you have done this in the middle of the day or even at the end of the day. 10 minutes makes a huge difference. I always say, like, think of the scenario of putting your dimes or your nickels in a piggy bank. It really doesn't seem like much, but a year from now, you're so happy you saved that change when you go and roll it, right? Think of your yoga like that. These little practices of stretching and breathing are gonna add up and just multiply over time. Good job, guys. Final stretch here. Feet are gonna be as wide as you want them to be. Both arms up overhead. Grab a hold of your left wrist, and then we'll draw our body over to the right. Good. All the way up. Good. Other side. Little side stretch. Good. And release. Awesome. It was super hard for me to pick which ones to throw into this because there's so many we could do, but great job. Really proud of you for tackling this little 10-minute standing stretch. Hands to heart center. I'm always closing my practices the same way. Kind thoughts, kind words, kind hearts. Namaste.